You need about 1,100 hours of practice to reach a professional working proficiency in Russian. This is equal to about 3 hours of practice each day for a year straight. Of course, for most people, studying 3 hours a day is not desirable or just not possible. That's why you should learn Russian in a smart way, to reduce that time to about 2 hours a day. If you want to learn more about how to study Russian in a smart way, check out my other videos on this topic. But is Russian, compared to other languages, more difficult or easier? The answer is a little complicated. You see, if we would rank all the languages in the world from most difficult to easiest, Russian would definitely be in the upper half of this list. However, this would only be true for people whose native language is English. Let's say your mother tongue is Ukrainian. Because Russian is so similar to Ukrainian, you wouldn't have any difficulties learning Russian. On the other hand, you'll have difficulties learning Spanish, for example, because it's so different to Ukrainian. A native English speaker has less problems learning Spanish because English and Spanish are fairly similar. So, for English speakers, Russian is one of the harder languages to learn. Of course, there are some way harder languages, like Korean or Mandarin, for example. These languages supposedly take double the amount of time to learn than Russian. Now, you might be thinking, which other languages have a similar difficulty level to Russian? Generally speaking, languages that have a different alphabet than the Latin alphabet, the one we also use in English, are harder for native English speakers to learn. So, Czech, for example, is about as hard to learn as Russian. Other languages include Hungarian, Thai, Icelandic, Tibetan, Kazakh, Turkish, and Khmer. So, what even makes a language hard to learn for English speakers? We already noticed that if the language has a different alphabet, it's harder to learn or takes more time to understand. Other factors include the pronunciation and the grammar structures. Mandarin, for example, has an extremely difficult pronunciation. That's why it takes so long to learn that language. Same with Russian, it has a rather complicated pronunciation when compared to English. Another problem for English speakers learning Russian are the grammar concepts. The Russian language has 6 grammar cases. English has none. Russian has grammatical gender. English doesn't. Russian often uses double negation. English doesn't at all. You see, when trying to learn Russian, you have to understand and learn a lot of weird grammar structure or concepts which don't feel natural to a native English speaker. With that being said, I wish you all the best on your Russian learning journey, and I'll see you in the next one.